What's up, everybody? Welcome to Retro Rides, where I take something I hate, my morning drive to work, and turn it into something I love, which is talking about video games. And in this episode, I want to talk about Sony's decision to stop making physical discs and what we lose when we go all digital. So Sony announced in 2028 that they're going to stop making physical discs. And I understand from a business perspective. It means they don't have to incur the cost of making physical discs. And they say it's because of customer trends, the overwhelming sales that they have now are from digital downloads. And that's probably true, I'm not staunchly against digital. I have digital games. I understand the convenience. I understand, you don't have to drive to a store. You don't have to wait for something to come in the mail. It's there when you order it. You have to download it, but it's there. But I worry that we're losing something in this journey to all digital. See, physical items and games specifically, they can be tied to memories. You may look at your shelf and see a game that it's like a time capsule. It triggers a memory of a certain place in time. The game your dad or mom just brought you home randomly on a Friday after work. They put thought into that, and that stuck with you. The console you opened on Christmas morning, that's a core memory. And it's not something that you could take away, but not having that tangible physical item means something. Now, I know they're not going to get rid of consoles. You can't, well, they might try and go to all streaming, but for now, we're still going to have consoles. But it's just things being tied to memories is really strong, You may have memories of playing a game with someone all weekend, getting it from a family member, and that person might not be with us anymore, but that item still is. And, that carries some weight. I'm reminded of a moment this kind of hit home with me. I bought my oldest son an Xbox Series S instead of an X. He was younger. This was 2020. It was cheaper. I didn't know how often he'd play it, so I went with the cheaper one. And that was great, And then Christmas rolls around, and he wanted some games. And I thought to myself, what am I going to wrap? Am I going to wrap a download code or a digital card? So I actually went online. I bought a empty Xbox case. I printed out the artwork and I put it together to look like a game, and I wrapped it. Now, there was no disc inside. I essentially made a fake Xbox game for him to unwrap. And, that might sound ridiculous, but, the more I think about it, it's not ridiculous. I wanted him to have that experience of opening a game, unwrapping it, having the game in his hand on Christmas. I wanted him to have that experience, And that's just something we're losing. And that makes me sad a little bit. So I want to ask you, do you have any memories tied to a physical item, physical disc, a cartridge, anything like that? Any special memories? I really want to hear about it. Now, another question that gets raised is the fact of ownership. If I have a cartridge, that's my cartridge. I own it. I can trade it, I can sell it, I can pass it down to my sons. I can do whatever I want with it because it is mine. Digital's not so cut and dry. We've become accustomed to saying, buy a digital game, but you're not really buying the game. You're essentially buying a license to the game. And that's not permanent. You're licensing it. They can take it away, and have on many occasions, due to licensing issues, server issues. It's crazy to spend full price on a game and it being taken away from you. And they can do that because you don't own it. You are licensing it. Another thing is preservation. You know, if you have physical item, it's preserved. Granted, you know, physical items can wear down and stop working over time, but it goes a long way in preserving that game. Digital, you just have to hope the server stays up. You have to hope the licensing holds up, and you have to verify online and things like that. And it's just a lot of variables. And some companies just don't care about preservation as much as some of us gamers do. I also wonder what retro gaming is going to look like 30 years from now. Are you going to get the same feeling scrolling through an old digital library and you see that icon and the memories just come flooding back? I don't know. I hope so. I'm not saying our nostalgia is better than the future's nostalgia, but I feel like there's more tied to the physical object. It's not even so much the plastic. It's what's attached to it. The time and place you were in when you played that item, when you held that game. I don't know if scrolling through an old digital library will do that. When I go back and look at digital games I purchased 10 years ago now, I can do that on PS3 and PS4. You don't get the same feeling as grabbing that game off the shelf. You just don't. And I just wonder what that's going to be like. Maybe the gaming industry will figure it out. I hope they do. I hope someone can experience the feeling of memories rushing back to you when you grab that game. But I want to know, what are your thoughts on digital versus physical? What are your thoughts on Sony ending physical production of games? Let me know. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. It's kind of different from anything I've ever done. I don't see a lot of people doing this, so share it with your friends. Maybe it can become a thing. I would love it too. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next ride.